Woo-hoo-hoo. That is beautiful. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get you a pot heated up on a low simmering heat. All right, guys. So over here, we got the ingredients for our dough. So what we have here is 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 3/4 ounce packets of active dry yeast, 1/2 cup of lukewarm water, 2 eggs, 1 cup of whole milk, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 stick of real butter, and 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. So first, we're going to get this cream cheese and butter melted in our pot right here. What did you do? You did something with my big pot?
No, I didn't say, I don't know.
Hey, that girl. All right, first, a stick of butter. Okay, now that the butter has melted, add the cream cheese in. Just kind of let that get blended in there as well. Meanwhile, we are going to add both packets of the active dry yeast to this 1/2 cup of water. We're also going to take a spoonful of our sugar here and add it to the yeast, just to really get things activated. All right, we're going to let that sit for 10 minutes. All right, this is melting pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and add our salt and the rest of our sugar here. There we go. Go ahead and blend that in. So once you got this smooth, creamy consistency, go ahead and add the milk in. And then just stir that around. At this point, you can go ahead and turn the fire off because we're going to need this to cool down. All right, so we're going to add this mixture to our mixing bowl here. Okay, so our mixture has cooled off. I've decided to mix this up in my little mixer here with this little dough kneader. I normally do it by hand, but I thought, well, let's give this a try. So we're going to add our yeast in. There we go. Booyah. Our 2 eggs. There we go. Bring this mixer down. Turn on a slow setting here. All right. I don't really know if all this flour is going to fit. We're going to see. But we're going to start to slowly add our flour in here. All right. We got all the flour in there, so just going to let it do its magic. All right. That looks to be blended up pretty good. So I'm going to get that out of there, get it on my counter here, and we're going to knead it further ourselves. All right. We've got our dough out on our floured surface here, and we're just going to begin kneading it. So, want to get some flour on all the sides of it here so it doesn't stick as much. We're just looking for a smooth consistency. We shouldn't have to do much because the mixer there did a lot for us. A little bit more flour. And if it's still sticking a lot, you can always add more flour to your surface. All right, that looks pretty good. So we're going to add it to this bowl here that we're just going to grease up with a little bit of vegetable oil. and then we'll cover it with a wet towel and we'll let it sit for 2 hours. All right. Like that. And cover it with a towel. Got my Saints dome field advantage right there. Woo-hoo. All right. We're just going to let it sit in a dry place for 2 hours. Okay, so our dough is almost completely risen. Now we're going to concoct our little ingredients here for spreading on the inside of the king cake. We got 1/3 cup of light brown sugar, 1/3 cup of regular sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. We also have a 1/2 stick of butter that we're going to melt and spread in there. But for now, I'm going to blend these 3. And I'll stir that together. All right, girls, you want to see the dough?
What's this thing?
That has doubled in size.
Seriously?
Seriously. Okay, so one of the first things we do, girls, is we punch this out. Paya! Paya! All right, go ahead, give it a punch. All right, Juju, you want to punch?
It's cold.
Punch.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
It's raw dough. Okay, so we're actually going to cut this in half here because I'm only making 1 king cake. The rest of it I'll save to make some beignets on another day. All right, let's try to get this cut in half. Okay, so I'll vacuum seal this one, put it in the freezer, and we're going to start rolling out that one. And so that means we're going to put flour back all over this counter, which Mama loves. As you can see, we're a normal family. Laundry ends up on the couch. All right, so the idea here is to get this rolled out to about 1 foot by 2 feet. That's what we'll get going on here. Spread this out a little bit. There we go. Get this nice and flour in there. And then we'll start rolling. All right, this is looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and melt that butter. Okay, we've got our melted butter here, so we're gonna go ahead and lather up this dough. Okay, we'll go ahead and save the rest of this to put on the top of the king cake. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and start spreading our mixture here. All right, there we go. So now we're going to start gently folding this over. To what is a little roll here. All right. Okay, so now we've got a pan here covered with some parchment paper that's been greased up a little bit. I'm going to get the king cake on there. I'm going to kind of spread it out a little bit too. Spread it out so that the ends meet. Also gives it room to grow and bake. Kind of work it from here. I'm also at the same time tucking the bottom in real good. There we go. Now we're going to overlap the ends here so that it connects and bakes. Connects and baking, I guess. Okay, we've covered this thing back up with a damp towel, and we're just going to let it sit and rise a little bit for about 30 to 40 minutes. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is the remaining dough from what we made earlier. I'm just going to toss this in the freezer and pull it out when I'm ready. It's real simple. You just pull it out and let it defrost, and it's actually going to start to rise in the bag. And then you can make beignets with this. Same dough. Who knew? Okay, so this is settled. We're going to take the rest of that butter here, and we're just going to lather the top of this thing all the way around. Time to bake this bad boy. Bake that for 30 to 35 minutes, depending on your oven. Okay guys, so the king cake is almost done baking. So now we're gonna make the glaze, which we got 1 cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm just gonna blend that in there until it becomes a smooth consistency. And it's just that easy. There you go. All right. Woohoo! That is pretty. If yours rips a little right there, don't worry. It'll be fine. All right. Let's glaze this bad boy. Ooh, that looks good, huh, girls?
First of all, it looked like a big donut.
It does look like a big donut, huh?
Mm-hmm. That looks amazing. I just want to eat it right now.
It sure does look like a big donut. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you guys can see I'm kind of just grabbing the extra glaze here and picking it up and putting it in places that are maybe a little thin. And you can always make some more glaze. So it's up to you.
Oh, it does.
Looks good though. You guys ready to sugar this up?
Just tip the top off.
Go ahead. Oh no. This is the qualms of video, and I try to take my time here and hurry up and let them do it, and the glaze hardened. All right, go ahead and sprinkle that area. Right here. There you go. All right. That works. All right, Bella, get right here, quick.
Purple.
I'm just smashing it in. There we go.
Now we need the purple.
Yep.
But the purple's not open.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a king cake. We managed to salvage it. It was a little rough, but all the icing and all was still kind of hot. It just kind of hardened on the top. But other than that, we got it. Ready to eat it? Furthermore, it wouldn't be a king cake without this little dude right here. You guys can stuff them on the inside if you want. But we got some youngins in this house, so we'll just leave them right there. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, y'all, let's do a little run through. I'm going to start it off humming.
Woohoo! That is beautiful. All right, so I know this isn't our traditional ending here, but my house is a wreck from making king cake. But I got to give y'all a bite, right? Look at this bad boy right here. Ooh. Go ahead, take the first one. All right, let's see how we did. That is traditional king cake at its finest right there. It's real soft on the inside. It's kind of a crunch on the outside from all the sugar and the hardening of the icing, and then it baked that kind of golden crust on the outside. It has this great sweetness in there. I know you're probably thinking there's a lot of sugar, it's gonna be too sweet, but it's really not that bad. There was a lot of flour in there, so it came out really good. Man, that's good. I gotta give me one more bite. You have some on my face? Well, all right, guys. Thank you all for tuning into this video. I'm sorry if this one was a little shaky. It was kind of tough putting it together at times. It got a little rough in the filming process, but all in all, I'm really happy with the results. So if you happen to make this, please send me your pictures, show me what it looks like, let me know how it tastes. I'm really excited to hear from you guys. You guys know I don't do many sweets, so this is big for me. But all in all, there's one more thing. There's one more thing I know we haven't done here yet. Oh yeah. Hiya!
H.D.T.V don't mean that much to me, 'cause I got higher definition in my reading.